Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed, and y'all, I got something for you today. My buddy Alonzo, all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas, Gulf Coast Smoke, has drove up here to show me how to cook some Texas barbecue. I've been craving it. So what do we got today, Alonzo?
Malcolm, first off, thanks for having me. Second off, we got 2 huge racks of beef ribs. So in Texas and arguably in the world, this is one of the best bites in barbecue when done properly. So I wanted to come over here, cook these up for you guys, and hopefully, like I said, give you one of the best bites you ever had.
Every time I go to Texas, I have to get beef ribs. Just think of ribeye steak, meets tender, juicy brisket, all on the bone. That's my favorite bite in Texas barbecue, and I'm excited to try these today, man.
Man, they're hard to beat. They're really simple. I say we get right into it.
Let's get to cooking.
So Malcolm, with these beef ribs, we want to keep it extremely simple. I'm actually not going to trim anything off the top. The way I look at this fat right here is it's kind of like brisket fat. When rendered down, tastes really good. It's a velvety bite. It's part of the beef rib. And then we want to also keep the seasoning simple as well. For that, first off, I start with your TX rub. So we'll go a pretty heavy layer all over top. Salt and pepper. It's really coarse, and it's just perfect for Texas barbecue.
So most of the time when you go to Texas, you're thinking salt, pepper, barbecue?
Absolutely. So we're also going to be adding this TX all over the sides. We want to make sure to cover everything.
Now these big plate ribs, they come off the front section of the ribs, right? So it's kind of like a chuck rib. You think the chuck roast or whatever, it's sitting on top of all this on these ribs. That's why they have so much meat over the top?
Absolutely. They're extremely marbled. These are Creekstone primes.
So you see a lot of Creekstone beef in Texas?
Absolutely. Creekstone and IBP, those are really big beef products in Texas.
So typically when I see these beef ribs, they come 3 bones. Sometimes you see 4 bones. I know we got 1 of each here. Do you have a preference on what you're looking for when you pick them out?
So I do prefer a 3 bone. So this one right here is a 4 bone, and you actually can see on the side here, it's a little bit tapered off. So I would have cut this 3. We're actually probably gonna see a lot of this melt away. This rack right here though has a lot of meat. It's looking really good.
Like this center bone here in this rack, y'all, I don't know if you can see that. That's the one that's got my name on it. All that meat on top of it, that's gonna be the money ribs. So you got a good base layer of that TX on there. That's giving us that Texas crunch.
Yes.
What are we gonna add now?
So now I'm gonna add a little of my trifecta. This is a really well-balanced seasoning. I just want a little bit of color, a little bit of barbecue notes to come through, and we're trying to build bark here. That's why we need that TX. We actually want this to be a little bit crunchy in the end. That's gonna give it that texture, that flavor. It's gonna be perfect.
Is there sweet in it? Let me see what you're working with here.
Really balanced.
Yeah, that's super. It's not too anything. I like the all-roundness of it. So it has a little bit of sugar, but not a lot. It's not. It's more a savory seasoning.
Absolutely. I call this a multi-purpose blend.
Yeah.
Right. So we made it almost equal parts salt and sugar, so you can brine with it, you can inject with it, you can season with it. That's why it's called trifecta.
I noticed you don't do much to the bone side. Is that just something you don't waste seasoning on it, or?
I don't do anything to the bone side at all. Some people will score it. I personally will leave it the way it is. It's gonna hold moisture in, and we're gonna cook these so tender, we actually need that to hold these bones together.
We don't want it to fall apart. Since we're cooking Texas-style barbecue, I figure we gotta cook on stick burner, right? I got my Outlaw back here behind me. We're firing it up today. Now you loaded it up with some Royal Oak lump charcoal, used a couple tumbleweeds to get those coals going, and when they burn over after about 15, 17 minutes, you start adding wood. What kind of wood are we cooking these with today?
So we're cooking these with post oak.
That's a Texas thing, right?
That's a Texas thing, Central Texas thing. I'm from South Texas. You'll actually see a lot of mesquite. I'm personally not the hugest fan of mesquite, so I decided to bring that post oak. I got a couple extra sticks for you as well to play with whenever I'm gone.
I love some post oak. We don't get a whole lot of it around here. You know, we're more hickory country. So.
I got you.
So I will put it to some good use, I promise.
There you go.
What temps are we gonna be running at today?
We're gonna be running at 300 degrees. I just found that that's where the Outlaw runs perfectly. So if I'm doing a competition, if I'm cooking anything in the backyard, Outlaw's always running at 300. We got the Outlaw right at 300, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw my racks on, place it right in the middle.
So Alonzo, we're just gonna get that lid closed, right?
Absolutely. So we're gonna let these temps rock right at 300. We're not gonna check these for an hour, hour and a half. We're just gonna let them ride. We wanna build that bark, build that flavor, and these are gonna be perfect. Let's just let this Outlaw eat. So it's been about an hour and a half on these beef ribs. The only thing we had to do the Outlaw was add 1 stick at 1 hour. I wanna take a look at these, just see what they're looking like. If we need to spritz them, now's the time.
Man, they are looking good, Alonzo.
Yeah, they're looking good.
That junker's swole up. Look how that heat makes it stand up.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I really like about it already is we're getting that bark to form. You're seeing that fat render. I always think of fat render whenever it's starting to turn yellow, I'm rendering fat. Everything is going exactly the way it needs to. So one of the things that I'm gonna do with these beef ribs is I'm just gonna rotate them. So we got all the heat coming to one side on these. I'm just gonna flip them so they can cook nice and evenly. The only thing I'm gonna do at this point is add a little bit of spritz. We're gonna use Worcestershire and water today. If you wanted to use 100% water, that's completely fine. I'm using a 4-to-1 blend, 4 being the water, 1 being the Worcestershire. And that's all there is to it. We'll let these go another hour and a half. We'll check them again. This is a really simple cook. Patience is the hardest thing with it. It's been 3.5 hours on these beef ribs. We wanna take another look.
Man, that is what we're talking about. When you say Texas bark, it's getting there.
And I tell you what, you can see a bunch of drawback on these bones. We did talk about it a little bit. We're gonna lose some here. Completely okay with me. Everything's looking good. Everything's feeling really, really soft and nice. You see that texture feels really good on them ribs. That bark is really, really coming along. So just by looking, I can tell this smaller rack over here is further along than this one. So they're probably gonna come off at different times. That's completely okay with me. So I did just feel this right now. Feels a little crusty, which is what we want, but we're also gonna apply some more spritz.
Now, at what point will you start checking the internal temperature with a thermometer?
I think they're almost there, so we'll go ahead and take a look. And it slides in real easy. We're right at 202 here, 203, 204.
So you're going to like 208, 210, something like that?
Temperature is a good guideline, like you always say, but I want this to feel really nice and soft. You can see a little bit of tension here. I want that to be just a little bit softer before we pull it off. So based off the last time that we looked at these beef ribs, I would say they were really close to being done. I want to take a look one more time and see where we're at with them.
If that ain't Texas bark, I don't know what is.
I mean, you can see the bubble in here. That fat is nice and rendered.
So how soft are they? Oh, that's falling in. Look,
Yeah.
208, 209.
Yep.
What about this one?
That one's probably a little bit behind.
I don't know, man. It's getting there, though. It's falling in.
What is that one reading at?
It's reading like 202.
Yeah,
It's not quite, but it's still, I think that one might, we might need to pull this one off
absolutely.
and let's get it in the cooler.
So like you said, this crust is pretty hard, right? I do want it crunchy. I do want that flavor, but I'm also gonna go ahead and wrap this up in some paper now. So this is just gonna go into an insulated warmer for the next hour, hour and a half. We want everything to kind of stop cooking a little bit. We want that bark to get just a little bit softer, and then they'll be perfect in time to slice. We got the other rack of beef ribs off of the pit. We're gonna wrap these up, let them rest for 1 hour before we cut them up.
It's hard for me to let something rest like that. When I can smell it and it looks that good going in, I know what we're fit to get into.
Absolutely, but it's been that nice hour. We're gonna get these beef ribs out. Now we're gonna unwrap our present here.
Oh, man, I wish y'all could smell this. And look, that paper just saves the bark.
And like I said, it softens it up just a little bit. It's still nice and crunchy, but you get a little bit softer of a texture, and that's gonna make for a better bite.
Absolutely.
All right, Malcolm, you told me you wanted this middle piece right here.
I'm standing here like a vulture waiting on it.
So that's exactly the one that I'm gonna cut first.
Easy slice.
Easy slice.
Look at that, though. God, look at that smoke ring,
Looks good.
juice. Yes, sir.
So let's get another slice, get right here. And this, my friend, is gonna be right for you.
Look at that. Juicy. Barked all the way around. I mean, soft as butter. That's a beef rib. Now, as bad as I want to just dive off in here and eat this whole thing by myself, I'm gonna be a gentleman. Let me see that knife. I'm gonna take it off the bone so we can all enjoy this rib. I mean, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Tender, succulent beef ribs.
How is it?
I need a moment.
You need them?
The fat has rendered so much, but it's just encapsulated every bite of it. It is moisture through and through. I mean, look at that. That's melted tallow
Yes,
inside. That's why the short rib's so good, man.
absolutely.
The best way I know to describe it, think of best bite of ribeye steak you've ever had,
Yep.
crossed with the fattiest point of a brisket, all on a bone,
Yes.
and it just doesn't get any better.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, man.
Of course, brother. Of course. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Tell us about the fresh pico.
Back in Texas where I live, every single barbecue we ever had when I was growing up, man, we had pico de gallo at the table. It didn't matter what we were eating. It could be beef ribs, it could be brisket, it could be pork ribs, whatever. We're eating pico de gallo. And the thing about these beef ribs is they're so fatty. They're really, really rich. It's hard to eat a lot of them, but this pico has that acidity and it's really gonna cut through that fat. It's gonna make it to where you can eat even more of these beef ribs.
Oh, well, let's put that to the test.
Yes, got you a little piece of the beef rib, get your pico, and we're just gonna pour it right on top.
So this is onion,
This is
Roma
onion,
tomato.
Roma tomato, cilantro, jalapeno. You also got a lot of lemon in there. We like this to be nice and acidity.
Yeah. All right, I got to try it.
Here we go. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Freshness.
Yes.
from that pico, the acidity.
Yep.
It cuts the fat, the citrus.
Yes.
I mean, wow. I never had short ribs with the pico like that.
You know, like I said, it's something we do down south a lot. And really, it'll make it to where you could eat this whole beef rib and you're not going to feel so yucky.
Challenge accepted. Let's go. Alonzo.
I got you,
knock
man.
it out, man.
I got you.
This is how you properly cook Texas-style beef rib. And hey, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us here at How to Barbecue Right. If y'all like what we're doing, subscribe to that channel. Give Alonzo's beef ribs a try. Promise you, you're gonna love them. We're gonna talk about this recipe. Alonzo, you're gonna join us on the podcast?
Absolutely, we'll be there.
Next episode, Alonzo's gonna be on there with me and Shell talking about this recipe, all the other delicious stuff we're cooking. We'll see you next time. Let's eat some more ribs, man.
Absolutely.
Dude, I love the added pico, that freshness it gives it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man.